Hey, welcome to the Snap. We are back today bringing you a mock draft 2.0. Now, you guys got into the comments last time. You told us what you thought. We've listened, and we're coming back with a revamped 2.0 version of the mock draft. Your boy Mac joined, as always, with my co-host Lando. You ready for this one, Lando?
Oh man, I am jacked up. We got some curveballs at you. We've got some spicy draft picks. We're all looking forward to the NFL draft. So exactly, let us know where we went wrong, where you would go. We're still gonna do more mock drafts, get things switched up. This mock draft is happening obviously after the Sam Darnold trade. That's gonna have an impact. More news and more trades coming up is going to have an impact on these mocks.
And as always, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. So number one, Jacksonville Jaguars, the worst kept secret in all of football. We're not going to pivot. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson. The generational quarterback continues to find his spot at number one. Going on to number two, the New York Jets. The Sam Darnold trade all but cements what, Landon?
Zach Wilson, BYU quarterback. This guy is electric. He has shades of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. He's that marriage of both. People are infatuated with him, and obviously so are the Jets. It seems like it's almost as a sure thing as Trevor Lawrence going one at this point.
It feels like it, given the whole San Francisco moving up to 3, couldn't get to 2 because of Zach Wilson. And here we go. San Francisco 49ers moving up to 3. We had Mac Jones going last time. Both of us hated that. It feels like it's the most realistic given the stories and reports coming out of San Francisco. But we're going to go Justin Fields. We believe he's the best quarterback available at this point. Justin Fields to the Niners would really, I think, suit the Shanahan system there. Given his mobility, man, could run wild in this offense.
I'm a massive fan of Justin Fields. We know this. He's my second-ranked quarterback in this draft. But we're doing this draft because we're kind of guessing what these clubs are going to do, what they're going to do, and I think this is what the best choice is for the 49ers. Next, we have Atlanta, and they are in need of a quarterback as well. This is a very possible outcome for the NFL draft. 4 quarterbacks going off the board because we have Mac Jones from Alabama. He's getting a lot of hype. He could be going at number 3, but we have him going number 4, and this is going to be a great scenario. We've got Matt Ryan getting out of the league in the next few years, and they need to have their successor in place.
This is a really good spot, I think, for Mac Jones, just given that Matt Ryan's turning 36. He's got a really good all-pro quarterback to learn from and sit behind for a year or two until the reins are, ready for him to take over. So I like Mac Jones here. If he goes to San Francisco, it's probably going to be a one-year thing behind Garoppolo, or maybe not even, but I think he'd benefit from a full year. On to the Bengals. They have made some moves to upgrade their offensive line. Most mock drafts, including our first one, have Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater here. We're going to get a little spicy today with Jamar Chase being reunited with his college quarterback and Joe Burrow, and they're just going to light it up. Boyd, Higgins, and now Jamar Chase. This receiving core would be one to watch for fantasy, no doubt, if Jamar Chase actually lands in Cincinnati.
Man, this would be wild. And depending on the landing spots of the running backs, this could fall Jamar Chase into the first spot of your rookie drafts. Next, we have Miami taking Penei Sewell, the best offensive tackle in this draft, no question. And then Detroit. They have no wide receivers of note. And they
got Brashad, they've got Quintez Cephas, they've got TJ Hawkinson, and it's depleted. They lost Marvin Jones. They lost Kenny Golladay. They need some help here.
So we have them taking Devonta Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama, Heisman Trophy winner. A lot of people are very polarizing on Devonta Smith, whether he's elite no matter what, regardless of his BMI, or he's just not going to make it in the NFL. But we have Detroit Lions really buying into that hype and taking him at number 7. Mac, this is a big one for you.
No, and I think this makes sense for Detroit. This is a guy who can create for himself, who can get himself open, and it's a nice target for Jared Goff to just pepper like he did Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods in Los Angeles. So I like it, man. I think Devonta Smith is worthy of this pick. I think it makes sense for the Lions.
Love it.
Carolina coming in at 8, and this is probably not how they saw the draft going. Getting Sam Darnold, they no longer need a quarterback. We could see them actually trade out of this position, but if Kyle Pitts is available, I think they take him, given that they haven't really had a reliable tight end since Greg Olsen departed, and Ian Thomas just hasn't been it for them. So if you get a standout prospect, an athletic freak like Kyle Pitts, I think that they go Kyle Pitts here and give the incoming Sam Darnold another big target to throw at. Not that he needs more, but to layer in on top of DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, we throw Kyle Pitts in there. This could be fantastic for fantasy if he lands.
I would be thrilled about it. I just don't want him to go to Dallas. That's my only hope. I just
No,
don't
please,
go to
no.
Dallas.
Please, no.
Number 9, we have another kind of work in progress quarterback, Trey Lance, North Dakota State quarterback, going to Denver. Now, you might be wondering, I mean, they already have a work in progress quarterback with Drew Lock, but I think they will be infatuated with everything Trey Lance does. He's getting a lot of hype. He's getting hype ahead of Justin Fields in some circles as well. So people really like Trey Lance, what he can do on the ground, through the air. He's dynamic.
Yeah.
I think this will be another level for Denver to kind of finally get their quarterback.
Yeah, and much like last time, just creating some quarterback competition will probably be good for Drew Lock as well as Trey Lance. So it's a good spot, no different than our first mock. Number 10, Dallas fans, we heard you. You hated the Rashawn Slater pick. Look, I don't think you can ever have too many offensive linemen, especially in today's NFL, where the ball just heads downfield so deep, needs that time for the play to develop. But Dallas Cowboys are picking probably the best corner in the draft, Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. I think this makes a lot of sense given the secondary troubles that they have had. And so that rounds out our top 10. And as we go into the next 11 picks here, we've got some interesting offensive pieces to talk about. Now, take a peek at our other picks and make sure to tell us maybe who your favorite team got in the comments down below. Remember, like and subscribe goes a long way. But Jalen Waddle is the first offensive player that we're going to talk about, and the Philadelphia Eagles are addressing their wide receiver needs again in this draft, not with Devontae Smith, but with Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and it probably feels like Philadelphia kind of swung and missed on Jalen Reagor. I still like his upside, but I think now with Jalen Waddle being that top tier wide receiver prospect, they can finally see that they get a sure thing at that position. Next, we're going with Arizona, and this is a lovely pick here. We've got Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama, going to Arizona. And this is what every Chase Edmonds owner is scared of, them getting this elite running back. And if he lands there, he is going to be a very, very good fantasy asset that I would be very excited about.
I know the Cliff Kingsbury endorsement about Chase Edmonds having the potential to be a 3-down back is certainly promising if you have him in Dynasty or you have any shares of him or interest in a keeper or redraft. But don't get it twisted. They could go Najee Harris here. I don't think 16 is out of the question. This would really change what Miami does at 18. But we've elected for them to pick up a running back as well at 18 with Travis Etienne, which it's not the nicest compliment given, you've got Salvon Ahmed, you've got Myles Gaskin there, two guys that can move in space, are pretty good pass catchers, but I think Najee would be a better fit in Miami, but we've got him going to Arizona. Travis falling to the Dolphins. What do you think about that spot?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it one bit. We're all hoping that Miami gets a full-blown running back. Now, there could be a committee approach with Myles Gaskin and Etienne behind in the backfield. So it might not be the best fantasy landing spot, but I do like it for long-term.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of with Travis going here, is that it might be a fairly decent split given that the skill sets are quite comparable between Gaskin and Etienne, whereas Harris is more of that 1 and 2 down back. The bruiser at 6'2", 230 would be a clear difference maker out of that backfield, whereas this is just going to be speed and lateral agility that'll make the difference. 20.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
One of our favorite.
I've seen a lot of mock drafts with Kadarius Toney being taken here, which I think is egregious.
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't understand the draft stock of him. I don't think he's a first-round talent, but we've got Rashad Bateman at 20. Talk about Rashad at 20 to the Bears. What would you think about this?
One of our favorite wide receiver prospects, regardless of his weight. He did remind me a lot of Davante Adams, and this Minnesota prospect is really good, and this will be a really good complement to Allen Robinson. I've heard whispers that it's been reported that they're shopping Anthony Miller. Maybe they do have plans to draft one of these elite wide receivers. I don't love this for fantasy, but I do like it for Rashad Bateman being a really good number 2, not having to be that number 1 in the offense.
Well, it's funny, though, in Chicago, we've seen the love that fantasy managers have had for the secondary receiver there. You know, it's been a balance between Anthony Miller and Darnell Mooney. And if Rashad Bateman goes there, he would be a really good fit for someone who could balance out Allen Robinson. Given the quarterback troubles, you know, it's still not appealing, but it's certainly interesting. Given the respect that Allen Robinson deserves, he could be a really nice spot for him to be a 2.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh again, continuing to try to find their true franchise running back. We've got Javonte Williams going here. This is a guy that a lot of people think could do it all. I've seen his stock rise past Travis Etienne amongst many fantasy analysts, and I think Javonte would be very interesting in Pittsburgh. Really does fit the mold for what a Pittsburgh running back has been.
Yeah, Pittsburgh missing out on the top 2 guys. Just maybe got them a little nervous. So now they're going with Javonte Williams, where Javonte could be a second, third round guy. We've got him going in the first round, which might surprise a lot of people. I still like Javonte Williams. I think he has potential to be a top end running back, and he is a younger than Etienne and Najee Harris. So
that is one thing to note, that Travis Etienne and Najee Harris are 23 and 22.
Yeah.
They're both seniors. Najee a year older. So we'll see how that affects his draft stock. I don't anticipate much, but Javonte is like the only true junior here.
Finally, the Green Bay Packers, Mac. I'm going to talk about Green Bay because, hey, look at your background right now.
This video would be another 5 minutes if you let me do it.
Terrace Marshall is a really good wide receiver. He's one of the best big man in this draft for the wide receiver prospect, and Green Bay needs a guy. Yeah. Green Bay needs him, and I don't want Terrace Marshall to go to the Ravens. So this would be a really, really good landing spot. His draft stock will skyrocket to the top of your rookie drafts if Terrace Marshall lands with Green Bay. This LSU wide receiver is big, dynamic. Again, a really good complement to Davante Adams. I don't think it affects Davante Adams at all. I know that Terrace Marshall will project to be a goal line kind of guy, but man, Davante's going to get his. Let's be honest.
If Terrace does land here, a lot of people think that the Baltimore Ravens will go, and that's certainly a possibility, as you saw in our first mock. If Terrace Marshall does land with the Green Bay Packers, this is a huge wide receiving core, with Davante really being the shortest of the options. Robert Tunyon's a 6'6" tight end. You've got Terrace Marshall at 6'3". You've got Devin Funchess, who a lot of people forget about, is 6'4". Alan Lazard is 6'5", and Davante is 6'2"-ish.
Watch
so
out.
Really big wide receiving core for Rodgers to throw at, which he doesn't need, but man, would that be tasty.
I love it. So there we have it. Make sure to comment below where we got wrong. How crazy was that? 3 running backs going in the first round, Mac?
Probably not going to happen, but fun to talk about for fantasy, no doubt.
Let's go.
We'll see you guys in the next mock draft. The draft is creeping up shortly. We're in the middle of April already. It's going to be tomorrow when this thing happens. So we'll see you guys in the next mock draft. Be safe, and we'll see you soon.